Welcome to Epic Maths. So, many of you have been requesting a video about an explanation of the Cambridge New South Wales textbooks, like on mathematics. And so, there is also a new syllabus that's going to be implemented next year. So, I'd like to talk about the old edition, which is the second edition, and the new syllabus edition, which is the third edition. So, for the second edition textbooks, by the way, I'm just going to talk about secondary stuff, like high school. So, we begin with the year 7. So the year 7 textbook, like there's just one of them for the second edition, and there's nothing much to say. I'm not going to cover what like the textbooks cover. I'm too lazy. Okay, then we have the year 8 textbook, which is literally like a bit harder, but like not very hard. And then so all the way from year 7 to 8, there's only like one textbook, but in year 9 you have two textbooks. So you have the stage 5.1/5.2 textbook and the stage 5.1/5.2/5.3 textbook. So the first one I'd like to call standard or 1U, and the second one I'd like to call advanced or 2U. Year 10 is like a similar logic. You have just this. But then in year 11 things get interesting. So you now have three textbooks. So the standard textbook, the advanced textbook, and the extension 1 textbook. So So if you like did standard in year 9 and 10, then you probably would do standard in year 11. And if you did advanced, then you would do advanced or extension 1. Note that the extension 1 textbook actually contains all the stuff in the advanced textbook. In year 12, you will have two standard textbooks, standard 1, standard 2, an advanced textbook, and two extension textbooks. Now they only need to choose like one or two of them. You don't need to like buy all of them. That would be like very annoying, and like how do you even study like 5 textbooks in 1 year? Unless if you're like accelerating, but that's still yeah. Okay, now let's talk about the pathways. So the most basic pathway is the year 12 standard 1 pathway. So as I said before, year 7 to 8 everyone uses the same textbook. And then year 9 to 10, which is stage 5, like what's the standard 1 and 2 pathways, you should have done the standard textbooks in year 9 and 10. And then for year 11, you do the standard textbook. And note that to do standard 1 in year 12, you only need to do content marked with the diamond symbol in the year 11 textbook. Now standard 2 is quite similar, but all content in the year 11 standard textbook is required for standard 2, so it's a bit harder than standard 1. Now let's move on to advanced. So from like advanced and like higher like difficulties, like you would have to have like learned the year 9 and 10 on advanced textbooks, and for year 11 you also need to do advanced for year 12 advanced, all content. Like if I don't say all content, then like it's still all content. Now extensions where it gets interesting. So after studying year 10 advanced, if you want to do extension, you have to be selected by a school, and yeah. The year 11 extension 1 textbook contains the advanced textbook, like all the content, and it has some extension content, which is marked in the contents page with the word extension next to the chapter. And for year 12, you do the same thing. The extension 1 textbook contains the advanced textbook. So like in reality, you don't really need to buy the advanced textbook, but I'm just like putting it here for demonstrations. Extension 2 is quite interesting. So for stage like 6 in year 11, you only need the advanced plus extension 1 textbook, or like just the extension 1 textbook because it already contains the advanced stuff. And then like the thing is, in year 11, extension 2 doesn't exist. But if you did extension 1 in year 11, then you can do extension 1 or extension 2 in year 12. Note that extension 2 is a supplemental extension 1. So yeah, you need both textbooks for this. You don't need the advanced textbook because that's contained in extension 1 textbook. But extension 2 content is entirely like based on the extension 1 content, but there's like some new content. Sorry, I didn't elaborate on that clearly, but yeah. It's basically like extra topics for people who already have like extension 1 basics. now we will have like a diagram with all the pathways. So here STD stands for standard and ADV stands for advanced and EXT stands for extension. So this might be a little confusing, but yeah. Hopefully you understand. If you do not understand, you can go back to previous parts of the video and yeah, like check out the pathways. Now so we've like been talking about the second edition textbook, like which are like 2018 or 2019-ish, I guess. Now for the third edition, which would come out next year, like in 2024. So the thing is, I think year 11 and year 12 textbooks don't change, but the year 7 to 10 textbooks do. So you have new textbooks. So as you can see, year 7 and 8 both still only have one textbook. Year 9 and 10 both have two textbooks. However, the names of like stage 5.1/5.2 and like stage 5.1/5.2/5.3, like those are a bit too confusing. So I'm replacing the old 5.1/5.2 thing. We have a new name called stage 5 core and standard paths. And for the advanced thing, like or like stage 5.1/5.2/5.3, you have the core and advanced / extension paths. And yeah, that's it. I'm not too sure like what the content will be like, what the content covered in like these 6 textbooks will be. It's like they haven't like been delivered yet. And yeah. Thank you for listening to my presentation, I guess. And so for my lesson videos, let me explain some things. So I'll start from the year 9 third edition core and advanced / extension paths textbook, which is basically like the old advanced textbook, but it's probably slightly harder because in second edition the difficulty up to like a year 11 is like not too hard, but then like goes up exponentially. So yeah, they may have like scaled this a little more, so now the year 9 and 10 textbooks may be a bit harder than the previous ones. I'm not too sure though. Yeah, and I guess that's it. Bye.